Well, it is Wednesday morning, and we got Billy with his fresh new haircut.
Yes, sir.
And we got to move some mowers around because instead of 352s, it's Wednesday, and Wednesday is a day where we have a lot of lawns that require that little guy right there, the 32. So, got to move some mowers around and put the 32 on there. I think, what do you think, Billy? Let's take the two Scags and the 32?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
We'll do that while we wait for Max to get here. I don't know what he's doing. Who knows? He'll be here soon. Let's get these mowers off.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
That V-Ride 1 is still just laying it down. Man, it leaves an amazing stripe. Great, smooth, flat cut. Just as good as the V-Ride 2, maybe even better. I've said it a couple times before. I don't know. It's hard to tell because they're so similar and they're so close to the cut they leave that it's really hard to even tell. But there's a few properties where the V-Ride 2 looks like it's doing better, and there's a few where the V-Ride 1 looks like it's doing better. All depends on the type of turf, the terrain, the ups and downs, the type of grass. I mean, I know that all makes a difference, but man, I haven't found a property yet where that V-Ride 1 doesn't leave a beautiful cut. Well, yeah. We got caught in the rain.
Again.
So, we got caught up in the rain. And we actually thought it was going to rain long before now, so we got quite a ways. We only got, what, 4 left on the list we didn't get to?
5 if you include the one we do on Thursday.
Oh yeah, so we got...
But now we're kind of, you know, pigeonholed into bringing the 32 with us tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we got only 4 or 5 left to do to finish out Wednesday's list, and we got caught up in the rain, so we were definitely hauling, cruising right along. We got to one in the one with that big hill, and I mowed the hill with the V-Ride 1, which held actually better than the Toro.
Huh.
I was surprised. It was a little weird because the platform isn't huge like the Toro where I can reposition my feet different, so it was definitely weird because it's just a small area on that platform on the V-Ride 1. It's even smaller than the V-Ride 2, but it held really, really well. So it did great on that. I got done with that, and Max was trimming there and mowing the front yard with the 32, and Billy was mowing the big landing down below with the V-Ride 2. And so I come to the top of the hill and drove down the road to the next one. I mowed that, and by the time I got done with that one, I was headed back up the road to the next two we have right there around the corner. Dude, I'm not gonna sit here all day. If you're gonna get over, get over. And and then we have two right together right there. So I went and mowed inside the small backyards, small gates with the 32, while Billy and Max mowed the big front yards on both of them. And then by the time I got done, I seen those guys going down the road with the two Scags. What the heck kind of truck is that? I thought it was a cop at first. Spam. So I saw them going down the road with the two Scags. So I put the 32 on the trailer, and I felt like two drops on me. And I got in the truck and I saw a couple drops hit the windshield. I flew down the road to where they were, and they knocked out the two front yards, and the two back yards on both of those need the 32. And I got done with that one, and it was just coming down. But I was under a bunch of trees back there, so I seen, looking through the trees toward the neighbors, I could just see it coming down. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I got back up front. That was it. Game over.
That's all right. We got something to fix on the mower.
We got, yeah, apparently Billy was mowing along. We have a house we do that just always has a ton of crap, just all over. Piles of stuff, garbage, brush. I mean, there's something new every week. And so that one we got to with the hill, I was starting to mow the hill, and he come to the top of the hill and he waved me up, and I looked, and apparently they had a piece of chain link fence in there somewhere, and it stuck right in the side of the tire on the V-Ride 2. I said, well, don't pull it out, because I don't have any plugs in this trailer. Usually I do, but there's no plugs in this trailer. I'm like, don't pull that thing out of there. Just leave it in there. Be careful. Don't hit it against anything to rip it out. We'll plug it when we get back to the shop. So
that's the same exact thing I told him when I saw him, when he was looking at it. I was like, you better go tell him that this happened. I was like, but don't touch it. Just leave it.
Don't touch it. Leave it alone. So we're going to go do that. We're going to do a little shop maintenance, and we're going to call next door to the Great Foodini.
Oh, yeah.
And order 3 lunches, burgers and fries, because they make the best. I mean, they're monster burgers, because we weed whacked around all their building, around both their food trucks, and around all their stuff. And she said, just tell me what I owe you. And I said, one day when we have a shop day, you owe us lunch. And she said, good enough. So, yeah, buddy, that's what we're doing. And I'm going to edit and upload this video, because this is Wednesday's video. Here's Billy's tire. Here's the metal rod. Little bubbles coming out of it. Oh yeah, hear the air? Time to plug the tire, Billy. Billy's plugging this tire.
I've only ever watched you do this.
Okay, well, I know you've only watched me do it once. You're gonna learn how. Usually what I do, if I pull in a screw or something out, I'll take a paint marker and I'll mark the tire so we know where it's at. But this is no big deal. Oh, that's in there. Holy sugar. That thing was in there that far. So, right there, there's your hole. So what you do is you take this reamer thing, stick it in there. Usually, if I'm at the shop, I usually use a drill bit. Oh, that's a big hole. It kind of tore it sideways a little bit. So you take this tire plug here. I don't know where my good T-handle ones are. And hold on.
Yeah.
I always do this first.
Yep.
Put some tire sealer on it. Yep, paint it on there on both sides. I always put tire sealers, just a little extra measure. Just helps it a little more. Don't have to paint the whole tool, just the plug. Okay. Now stick that sucker in there. Don't go too far, just get it right in there. Oh, you went too far. You went all the way in. Now it's probably going to drop inside the tire. Get it to pull back out some. Yep, that sucker's not gonna hold. It's gonna end up pushing right back through there. Max, wanna grab me a pair of needle nose?
Yep.
See if we can salvage this, because just a little bit of it's sticking out there. I don't know if we'll be able to grab it. Usually they're nice and slippery. Oh! Now you gotta put that back in there, and it's gonna be nasty all over your hands. Get it back in the tool there. Pull it like halfway through the tool. Okay. Once you hold this sucker, I'll show you. So you find that hole there, push it in so it's just in about that far. And you twist. That's a big hole. There we go. Now it's stuck in there. I'm hoping it's gonna hold because that hole's a lot bigger than I thought. Sometimes you can, sometimes you gotta stick 2 plugs in there, but I'm hoping that'll work. So we'll leave that sit for a few minutes and then we'll cut it off clean, put air in it, we'll spray it with soapy water and make sure it don't bubble up. So that's that, and what the forecast is telling me now is that in about an hour or so, the rain's supposed to be past and gone and done, which isn't a bad thing at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little maintenance on the mowers and get the blade sharpened up on them. They really don't need it, but it's kind of dark in my office here. Get the blade sharpened up on them and make sure they're good to go, and we're gonna go back out and finish off the rest of this list. So I'm gonna end the video right here. There's only 4 lawns left to knock out. We're gonna go and finish that up, and we will see you guys on Friday. Unless anything crazy happens the rest of the day today, then I'll film that too and put that in this one. See you guys on Friday.